Good evening, guys, and welcome to the first street circuit of this Formula E series. And two people did not listen to me. Vasek and Bertrand both ignored me saying, do not leave the pits for another minute.
Josh, like,
Bertrand,
had
please
just
teleport
said
back
this
to the
when
pits.
people...
Right, hopefully they're going to listen to me this time. We do have another 15 people who are listening to what I want to race control, and they're waiting patiently at the end of the pit lane. What a great start we've got for AF1 this week. We're at Lippo village in Indonesia for round 3 of 8 in this Formula E AF1 season. For Lippo village, in case you don't know, and it is quite an obscure track, it was a street track that was supposed to take part in A1 GP in 2009, I think, 2008 or 2009. But various things like swine flu and A1 GP just going bust put pay to that. But it's been somewhat faithfully rendered with this, nice gap in the textures. Somewhat faithfully rendered for Assetto Corsa and our factor in other games. And it's great to have it. My mic is at max. This is a problem. People have been telling me this all day. I think my mic might be dying. So I'll double check that later. But what we do have, is Charles Bertrand, who has gone out. Right, what we're going to do while I check my mic. About 3.2 kilometres long this track. Quite a fun track, in all honesty. There's a couple of nice quirks. As I say, it is a street track. You've got things like, there's the sort of lane change you get on a street track. Yeah, that's normal and safe. Yeah, absolutely. But you also get these sort of, the third sector makes up 4 sort of 90-degree corners, very standard for a street circuit. The first and second sectors are completely different to what you'd expect from a street circuit. The first corner is a long, sweeping right-hander, very fast. It's amazing. It's more permanent section of track, but it is a street track. So you've got this long, sweeping right-hander to start off the lap, and then you pull over to the right, brake back into meters, and turn it in for turn 2, which is also sweeping, but it's sharper, and you go sharper still with a hairpin at turn 3. Then you're on the power of the long back straight, which again has another little quirk to it. Why can't I find my microphone settings? Oh, you see, this is the big quirk. At turn 5, you've got this really difficult kink at turn 5 that leads straight into the braking zone. At 6, it's loads of fun. Try to turn my... Why is this not working? Okay, my microphone's turned up a little bit. I don't know how that's going to make things better. How's this now? Oh, there we go. I can see the bar coming up a bit higher, so that might be better. How's the mic now? Better. Loud. Sorry! I've turned it down a bit. It was on 68 on my Windows settings. I turned it up to 100. I didn't think it'd make that much of a difference. You see, Bertrand having another go at it. Vicente Guerra Vicente, I've been taught to say it correctly. I'm probably still getting it wrong. João Vicente Guerra goes to pole position, even though you can't see it at the minute. Times, we're expecting times in the 1:19s or something around that sort of times. I don't know why we're not getting the ACTV, but I will double check that now. That's a long tower. Okay, I'll go with the ACTV Competizione tower today, I suppose. Can I move it, please? Thank you. There we go. We'll use this other one today. It's fine. If I could just pin it in place. Nope. Okay, never mind. Professional dreamer. Yeah, so here's João Vicente Guerra, who's on pole at the minute with him on 119.3. I'm expecting, as the grip goes up, it's still at 99, so there's still a little bit more grip to come and a little bit more time to be found. To see maybe times, I think times in the 17s are possible. Do you want me to turn it down a bit more? I can't turn it down a bit more. At least we'll keep the ambience of the Formula E, the E sound of the Formula E. As Rubber goes to P2 with a 19.5. 18.9 for Vicente Guerra puts him even further ahead on pole position. Let's see. I want to make a change. I can't remember what change that is. Config for ACT VCP. Here it is. I want to see absolute times. I want to see. I only see a few people in the tower. Sure, row height's fine. Yeah, in intervals. There we go. It should be good. Right. Get rid of that config again. Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. All 18 of you right now. We've got 10 minutes left in qualifying. Just like in the real life Formula E and maybe in the Accelerate thing, I haven't watched it. It is... we do have a Super Bowl session. The top 5 drivers in this first qualifying session will go through to the Super Bowl session, and will have a shot at pole position. They get another chance. The grid actually works this time, thanks to the wonderful guys over at Emperor Servers who fixed our problems, and other problems as well. We're looking good this weekend. Let's have a look at see how Diego Domingo going. You'll see some of the more cinematic shots that this track will have to offer. Sliding through turn 5, you get multiple sonic booms because of how close the camera is to the car around this track. Let's try and go for a bit of a wider shot maybe. That might be better off. So then we've got Guerra, Rubber 9, Arnie, Domingo and De Noia going through to Super Pole at the minute. We've still got 9 minutes left in qualifying. And here come the predictions for this race. Here come some predictions. An opportunity for you to gain some channel points with us at AF that you can use for a variety of things, including making sure I can listen to you. Will Baltashu get into top 5 on Q1 is the prediction on offer for you at the minute. He's currently P7. He has been looking fast, and he's been into Super Pole twice, I believe. He's been in Super Pole both races so far this season. So super fast round here. If you go too fast diving into a corner like this, you could end up losing the back end. And track limits will be an issue at the exit of turn 1. Track limits have been monitored at turns 1, turn 8, and the final corner as well. And attack mode is at the start of turn 1. I'll point it out to you a little bit later on. As I say, Domingo getting a nice toe off of one of the Orange Arrows cars. That's Rubber, who's taking probably quite a bad line now through turn 4 and 5. He's going to actually hold up Domingo, who's going to go for wide and down the inside of the both of them, and they both come together. Great start. Oh, it was Vasic in the other Orange Arrows. I thought it was Rubber. I thought I saw Rubber. Oh, Redacted losing the back end at turn 1. That's going to be happening a lot in this session. Let's have a look at Rubber, as he's on a lap at the minute. I have updated again. The guys at Emperor Servers are amazing in making the server manager. I now have even more information on my live timings screen, so I can see exactly what's going on. I can see that Lucas Faber has set personal best in the first sector with a 25.5. I have no idea what purple is though. We'll never know. So let's have a look at Lucas Faber. He's coming down towards the final sector. Never mind. Just commentator's curse straight on him right there. If there's ever an example of commentator's curse, it's that right there. But I'll tell you who is on a good lap. Vasic, I think. He's just done a 25.9 in the first sector, which is a personal best for him. It's looking like low 25s are a good time in the first sector, and it's quite a closely packed field. Behind that, I saw a spin. That is by Mythic, who's just spun at turn 5. Again, that's another place we're going to see absolute carnage. Thank you, Morelli, for following. I know him, I think. If that's the Morelli I'm thinking of, thank you. Personal. I just seen a purple first sector for Domingo. He's on it through the first sector. But again, the second sector he's got, that is Vicente Vicente Guerra, who's in his way. Not helpful. But he is also on a fast first sector as well. He's done a 25.1 in the first sector. Domingo's done a 25.0. 6 minutes left in this quali session. And we've got Guerra, Rubber 9, Domingo, Arnie and De Noia. Top 5 at the minute. That's Costa slow on the run down to the S's. The S's without much flow. Well, there would be. They wouldn't have any flow if it was any other car, but this is a Formula E car. They're designed for these sorts of things. Rubber 9 goes to pole position by 400th of a second with an 18.888, lots of 8s. Domingo doesn't improve, it does a 19.2, probably because of the traffic in the final sector. He lost half a second in that final sector. Daniel Wolf moves into the Super Pole contention spot, 19.4. It's quite a spread out field at the minute. Arnie improves to P3, pushes Domingo another place down to P4. 18.8 from P1 to, I would say, Vasic in a 23.3 is the highest or lowest representative time in P14. So it's about 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds separating the whole field that has set a lap so far. We're still waiting on time from Costa, Bertrand, Feimster that are of any note. I'm going to just adjust my config settings as well so I don't get me in the list. There we go. Rubber stopped on track, so is Domingo. He spun it. That's at turn 8, I think. I need my track map up for a minute because I've forgotten the corner numbers. I'm not as familiar with this track as the others. That was heading towards turn 8. Four and a half minutes left in qualifying. Feimster improves to P11. He set his first lap time of the session with 21.0. Good lap from him. Well, at least it's him on the board. He's in sort of the midfield pack. Feimster immediately stops on track. So does Daniel Wolf. Daniel Wolf has crashed at the second to last corner. Turn 12, which is why he's gone off. Everyone out on track except for Rubber, and now Arnie, who's just teleported back to the pits, and Bertrand. So we're just about to reach that point where the final couple of attempts start to be made. People coming out the pits for their outlaps for their final runs in qualifying. Lucas Weber currently P7, who's stopped on track. Baltasar improves to P6. That's not enough for him to continue his run of Super Poles at the minute. We have had different, but it's not been the same 5 people in the first 2 rounds so far making it to Super Pole. There's been some variance, some differences. Rubber stops on track. He's done that at coming into turn 2. He was on a personal best run as well. We'll have a look at Vicente Guerra. Currently on 18.9. He has set a personal best in the first sector, but I have a feeling he's on an outlap. I don't think he is though. As he approaches the second sector line, yes, Rubber did at 2.37 in the first sector. He's on an outlap and he's also spun. So he's running out of time. By Mythic set 2 personal best first and second sectors. Joao is slower in the second sector. Joao, who you are looking at now. Costa improves to P14. So that's everybody now that set a representative lap time, which is good to see. Round the final corner comes Guerra. He's only got to make it into the top 5, but you know, provisional pole P1 would be some bragging rights and a bit of confidence going into the final Super Pole session in a few minutes' time. Diego Domingo is stopped on track. He is stuck at turn 9, I think that was. So that's him. He's under threat now. He's still got 2 minutes. So we might be able to get out and make a lap. And in fact, he is coming out the pits now. I see on my timing screen. So time is running out. Domingo instantly slows down. He's going to let Roman Nesh by. Nesh going to P9. It's great to see so many people back for this race. I was a little worried. We're back now with 17 drivers, which is excellent to see for this race. De Noia improves to P4. I'm surprised he was so far down to begin with, but he's still a lot further down than I was expecting. He goes P4, pushes Daniel Wolf out of Super Pole. Daniel Wolf took part in Super Pole last weekend and got P3, I believe, on the grid, if I remember correctly. But it does put Diego Domingo under pressure. But even so, De Noia is only half a tenth up on that, you can see. Daniel Wolf, however, has done a personal best first sector. You see there, It's not a personal best second sector, but he is bloody fast in the second sector anyway, so he's only lost half a tenth on the pole time. So this could be good enough, at least for an improvement to maybe bring him into the fray for P4 or P5. He has got enough time for another attempt if he so wishes, but he's going to have traffic from Contreras and Boltashu potentially up front. He's going to come across the line now. Daniel Wolf is going to set a 19.4 still. It's only a small improvement. He goes P6. So he's got one last attempt. He's going to have to push really, really hard if he wants to make this work. Guerra set a purple final sector, but stays P2 with no improvement on his lap time. Arnie's done a personal best final sector. Who's on a good lap at the minute? Nobody really. They're all sort of in the same portion of the track. Let's have a look at Arnie, who's coming through towards the end of the first sector. Arnie sets a 25 as Denoyer goes to pole position by just 9 thousandths of a second. Top of the times. Super tight between Denoyer and Rubber at the minute. Another purple final sector, 22.2 from Denoyer in the final sector. Arnie does 25.022, which is his personal best in the first sector. Let's see how he does through the second sector. He comes around turn 9 and approaches the timing beam. That does look like a lie, that purple time. Maybe it is. But he is looking really good on this lap. He's got 4 corners to go now. 3 as he heads through the chicane at 11 and 12. This is a really solid lap from Arnie. Denoyer's first, Rubber second. I mean, it's Guerra, Arnie and Domingo joining him as we reach the end of the session. Arnie's going to come across the line and go to pole top of the times by 600ths of a second. Excellent lap from Arnie. Goes to top of the times and will surely secure him. Well, it will actually secure him a place in a Super Pole. That final place is under threat. Wolf hasn't improved, so Domingo's pretty much got this in the bag. But Domingo himself is on a stormy lap as well. It won't be enough to move him any higher than P5, I would think. No, it doesn't, but it is really close. That top 5 is suddenly within a tenth and a half, which is really incredible. Around a track that pretty much everybody did not know before this week. But there we have it, the 5 drivers going to the Super Bowl. Arnie, Denoyer, Rubber 9, Guerra and Domingo. Unbelievable. Great start to this qualifying session here at Lippo Village. So bear with me for a couple of minutes while I switch over to Super Pole. And we're back, and Super Bowl is underway. So in this session, each driver will take it in turns to make one final lap that will decide where they finish in the top 5. Times from the first session for them are erased. So the lowest they can finish, the lowest they can qualify now is P5. All or nothing, slightly less to lose. This is Domingo, finished P5 in the first qualifying session. So he will get the first crack at setting a representative lap time. He's going to have absolutely no bearings on... Oh, he's getting internet issues, or is that me? It's probably me getting internet issues. Yeah, ignored that. Domingo's going to start his flying lap now. We'll go on board for him for this lap. Through to turn 3. So ignore the 41.9, that's the real thing. That's the S out lap time. He gets a hot lap, which is underway for it now. Behind that, we should have Vicente, who, I forget who's supposed to be second. I need to refresh that. There you go, behind that, Vicente Guerra. Vicente Guerra is underway for his lap, for his out lap. See Domingo through turn 7. Forgive my crappy internet, 135 ping. Thank you, Charles, for the 2 bits and the P2 in Super Bowl. I'm quite proud. I really pushed hard for that. I really pushed hard. Final sector now for Domingo. He's already got pole, so I don't care how he does. He's already got pole next to me. He's already ahead of me. Final corner for Domingo. Be a bit patient with the power to get down early. Over the line, it's going to be an 18.4. That's really, really fast. That's a good place to start. Vicente Guerra is going to get started on his lap. He's done a 3:28, so I'm going to ignore that. If we all cheer at once, Josh's internet will shit itself. Oh boy. Oh, it's recovered now. It's 40 something now. It's fine. All good. Oh, Guerra's having to correct through turn 2. There you go. Down the back straight goes through 4, swing it through 5. It's a very good benchmark time for Domingo to start us off. Guerra's going to be pushing hard to beat it. Through 6, out of this slightly looser, I guess that's the word, hairpin through turn 7. After I guess a double apex right-hander, but it's not really. It's turn 8 and 9. Careful on the exit, you got a wall right there through the lane change. Don't go side by side through there; it will end badly. Turn 10, brake for the 90-degree left-hander through there. No, no redacted, just no. Through turn 12. Oh, he's taking a really early turn in for turn 13. He's going to come over the line. I'm noticing P3 hasn't left yet. But an 18.8 for that. Why hasn't P3 left the pits yet?
I don't know.
Rubber. It's supposed to be P3, so he's supposed to be leaving the pits now. But there we go. He's underway for his out lap. So we'll take a minute just to watch the off-boards from him. So obviously we could now see actual sectors, who's doing best in each sector. Domingo has it in all 3 sectors. 2 tenths in the first sector, he's got 2 tenths in the second sector, and about half a tenth in the third sector. Sonic booms as rubber goes past. Assuming I remembered. Yeah, I did remember to turn my volume on. Josh Bean's tutorial if Domingo pole. I don't know how to grow beans. I'm not really one of those sorts of people. I'm not like what's the word? Green fingers? Is it green fingers? That doesn't sound right. I didn't realise there was a bet on Domingo getting pole, but thank you. Either way, thank you to the 30, either 31 or 37, depending on what numbers I'm seeing. That's incredible for this race. It's great to see. Glad you're all joining us. Rubber having to weave to get some heat into his tyres, ready for this first lap, but they'll be heated up. Certainly the left ones will be heated up after turn 1. Yeah, all right. Let's look at Rubber's steering wheel. that on your steering wheel is around the IKEA buttons. Good old Beauty's face with a bit of Photoshop applied. Round turn 1 goes well as we go for driver's eye view. Denoyer leaving the pits now. Everything's running smoothly once again, but we've got the time to do so. Rubber through turn 2, and now for turn number 3. Tight hairpin. Get the power down as early as possible, but try and keep it straight. Use a little bit of the curb on the exit. That's pretty good. That's a good place to go there. Let's take it now for 25.2 in the first sector. That is about that's about 3/10 down on pole position already. So he's already under threat from getting the P2 spot through the next set of hairpins. Turn 6, then turn 7, and now you sort of peel off the power through turn 8 and break the rest, remove the rest for turn 9. Through the lane change. Now for the first of the 90-degree left-handers. The first of the 90-degree corners. The left at 10, then the right at 11. He's done a 31.2, so he's faster than Guerra in the second sector, but it might be enough for P2. It's going to be close as he heads through the final corner for Rubber. Over the line. It's going to be an 18.805. That's very close, but he's taken P2 just about. Denoyer is going to come up next. He's coming through turn 12 now, ready to get us started. Let's go for a bit more of a cinematic camera. I need like a front-facing camera if possible. That'll do. Yeah, a nice suspension camera. As we dive through turn 1. What do you think? Good camera? Not a good camera? Let's try something else. What's this one? What about an orbit camera or something? I don't know. How's that? That looks pretty good, I think. Takes sort of a rear wing shot. Brake glow. I shall indeed look at the brake glow as we head towards. There's the brake glow coming into turn number 6. He's changed down multiple gears. I can hear. You can hear the gear change. You shouldn't really be changing any gears. Second gear should do you well through all that. 21,000 go. 21,000 AF points being given away. Rubber for beating Domingo was wrong. So all that goes to those who backed Diego. Into sector 3, he clonks the wall. That's surely going to be the end of his lap. Denoyer's going to be qualifying a bit lower down than we've seen him in the last few races. He's going to come around the final corner, takes that early turn in just like Rubber did. To the line, it's going to be a 19.2. Not particularly bad, but it's still only P4 and last so far. Arnie is going to be the final driver setting us off. He topped the times in the qualifying session, but he's got to find another 4/10 if he wants that pole position. Goes super wide through turn 1. Does pretty well through turn 2 now. Let's go with the proper on board for this one because this one's important. Power down. No one has been able to beat Domingo in any sector so far. 42 for this race is amazing. Can we please get 50? Can we get 50 in this race? That would be insane to watch. Insane to see. We've been looking forward for so long. Thank you to everybody who's joined us already, but we want more. We want more. Let's get 50 in here. Through turn 6. Now swinging through turn 7. Completely misses the apex, but tries to turn it in late to get the power down. Seems to struggle though. Through turn 8. Got a bit of regen going on here in the battery. Through turn 9. At the tighter hairpin. Lane change once again. Braking for turn 10. Around about the 100 metre mark. No, more like 70 metres. Peel off the power, almost trail braking I suppose through turn 10. Final chicane, 11 and 12. Pulls it in through 11, sacrifices it to get a good run through 12. Sacrifices that as well to get a good run through turn 13. Gets the widest possible line. Coming to the line now, he's gone 5/10 down so far on pole position, so it could be P4. It is P4, 19.0. Arnie goes to P4. So it's Diego Domingo that takes pole position in Lippo Village. And the problem now is, I've completely overestimated how much time we needed for this session. There's still 4 minutes left of this session, plus cooldown time, which means you're going to see the BM add like 5 times. I'm kidding. I'm fully kidding. But we will take a break. Take this break now to say thanks to our partners over at BM. in Indonesia. And we're back, and we're gonna take a minute to interview, because I've got time to kill, to interview pole position, which went to Diego Domingo for the first time this season. Diego, congratulations on pole. That was an insane lap in Super Pole. How did you manage it?
I don't know. I was shaking the whole lap, and it was my best lap ever in this track. So I don't know.
I feel like it was the best track, the best lap we'd seen all week. I've seen all week. I don't think. I was thinking, oh, these 17s might be possible, but no, barely anyone can get into the 18s, and you just trounced a lot of them. Purple in all three sectors. Have you got some sort of setup secret? I mean, I asked that knowing full well everybody else in the league can hear.
I'm using Jen's spa setup, to be honest.
Okay, spa setup working then, I guess. I mean, it's a bit of a top speed track, I suppose, down the back straight, but there's a lot of there's a wide range of corners. What do you think to the track?
At first, I didn't like it when I was learning it because a lot of heavy braking points, so very easy to lock up. But then you keep practicing, and I started really liking it, and it can give good racing because we've also done some practice races. So let's see how it goes.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I'll send you back. I'm in the same chat you are, but I've still got to wait another 2 minutes for this session to end. But for 10 seconds plus 2 minutes for. Anyway, but yeah, hopefully things go well for the server, so you don't have to do any mess with your head, rolling start formation lap to start you off. But good luck for the race.
Finally.
Yeah, finally we're going to get things working. Does anybody else want to say anything?
You guys talking way too much about this working before we're sure it worked.
I'm
way
confident.
Too much.
It's called confidence.
He did test it though.
I am 98% certain this will work perfectly fine.
The computer doesn't care about your hope, but it will demolish your pride. It will destroy your pride.
Yeah, I just need to remember how to what I need the process I need to do to get things working.
Press X to doubt.
You need to press Alt F4.
Oh Jesus!
Who just did that? Jesus. Okay, this was a bad idea. I'm gonna deafen myself now and talk to the stream because they don't cough really loudly. Thank you guys. Have good luck with the race. I'll let you know when the server goes up. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I'm being told Lucas Faber might miss the start, which is unfortunate. He has got like another 5 minutes or so to get going. What I will do to minimise the amount of time we're going to wait, I'm going to turn down the wait time for the start of the session. I'm still waiting for the server to go down. It shouldn't be too long. we shouldn't be too far away from the next session. 90 seconds. 90 seconds away from being able to start the next session. It's painful. It's painful, all these wait times. I need to turn them down, but I'll figure that out. We just need to make sure everything works first. Thank you to the 29 people who are still watching this. I'm guessing 29 people. My view account doesn't update as much as it should do. Let's switch to that. I don't know what to say at this point. I'm not good at ad-libbing and filling things in. 30 people. 30 people is very good, actually. It's very impressive, and I appreciate every single one of you. By all means, follow us on Twitch if you want to join. If you want to join some of our streams in the future, we've got some excellent races coming up. AF3 is reaching its closing stages. That's back next week, next Friday. Sing us a good song. Oh yeah, sing us a good song. Everybody here, everybody in the chat. I'm going to regret this, but sing a song. I don't know how you're going to do this, but do I pick a song? I can't really pick a song. Try YMCA. I don't know. Can the chat sing YMCA? Young man. Me sing? Oh no. No, you all failed. You all failed. Nobody guessed my favourite song, therefore you don't get to hear it on the Steward stream tomorrow. That's failed, it's gone. And I'm relieved. Can the server please die? It should have died now. Yes, it has died. Okay. We can move this on quickly then. Right, I'll double check that the entry list is working correctly. It should do. It does! We're in business! Let's go! Okay. I need to refresh the page though. That would be helpful. Double check that again.
Real server start?
It works, it works. Give me 2 seconds. The server will be up in about 5 seconds. I just need to remember the whole process and to close that down. So
what about the other 3
Why don't I
seconds?
trust you, Josh? Why is it so hard to trust you?
Should we
I
trust them?
failed before. Starting the session. 3
You
minutes.
failed,
So the server's up now. The starting grid is correct. I can confirm, and the race will start in 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Says it's just qualifying 15 minutes.
Refresh.
Okay,
Don't do
good.
me
Yeah,
like that.
45
Don't do me
the
like
race is 45 seconds plus 1 lap.
I know. CM's had that come up quite a lot recently. One that had said a race was 2 minutes 10
Very
seconds. That was
interesting.
weird, but it is correct in the server. I promise. I absolutely promise.
That's what's gonna break, isn't it?
No, it's been happening all weekend and it's not had a problem.
Hey,
Don't do that to
at
them.
least they can enter the server, not like me.
KMR is away. We are in business.
Oh, there's no KMR.
No, KMR is underway.
Oh.
KMR is fine.
You sure?
And so is the
Stop trying
45
to
second
scare me,
break.
you bastards. It's fine.
It's your own problem that you started this. Could be the 3rd time that this happened in AF1.
I
And we
know,
only
but
been
it's
on 3
not, so
races.
shut up. Okay. Right. Right. I'm going to get back to the live broadcast. Stick that on. I'll get the. Just remember what address is for the KMR.
Damn Brits.
That's working. That's good. Okay, this is promising. I'm going to log in. Everything works fine. Do you want to deploy VSC now? No, I didn't think so. Well, it's 90 seconds anyway. 90 seconds from the start.
And Josh crashes for Netflix.
Actually,
It's like
Josh, you
you're
cut it.
trying to scare me.
No, you actually cut it. We are hearing some lag.
It's
luck,
fine. I'm getting
everyone.
42 on the server. It's fine. Right, I'm going to go away now because everything's working.
Good luck, everyone.
Also, you
No hero.
think.
You have no idea how happy I am right now to hear that everything's working. So bye bye. Have fun with the race. Good luck. Don't die. VSC will be working. And no attack mode until lap 3. I'll come into the server to let you. I'll come into the voice chat to let you know when
Yes.
attack mode is deployed. Bye bye. It works! It works! Okay, 45 seconds from the start. Let's take you through the grid really quickly. We've got Diego Domingo on pole alongside Rubber 9. That's going to be quite a close battle at the front, alongside João Vicente Guerra and Arnie on P4. Row 3 is Andrea De Noia and Daniel Wolf. Then we've got Alex Baltasar in P8, P7, Nesh P8, then Lucas Weber P9, then Suriana. Then we've got Contreras, Mythic, Feimster, Bertrand, Costa, Redacted and Vasix at the back as we go to 20 seconds from the start, and I can't use free camera correctly. Domingo, there's one of them with Domingo, or at least have a look at his free camera. We're going to be going to T1, and here come the lights at Lippo village in Indonesia. We're on 6 lights. And we're away in Lippo village. Quite a slow start from Guerra, but Domingo and Rubber have got away pretty well alongside, Arnie's got away really well. And we're going to turn 1, hopefully with no incidents. I need to refresh my live timing so I can see things that are happening behind. I'm not seeing any crashes behind, everyone's still moving pretty well, so I think we're good to go for a VSC. Behind this is still a lot of carnage. It's not the best camera to look at, the best cameras to look at really, but we're surviving. There's the crash. It's involved 2 cars, so I think we're going to keep going. We're all good. Vasek at the back has stopped alongside Redacted. We're still having some crashes. 2 involved at the back. That's Vasek and by Mythic, but they've got away well. Arnie has made an excellent jump to P2. Denoy is having some internet troubles, I think, because he just dropped down to P4. There's a few people that are having trouble through turn 5 for the first time, and Guerra's just wiped out Denoya. But it's only a 2-car crash. We're going to keep going. Wolf, Baltashu, still Baltashu made it up to P4. Feimster and Denoya involved at the back as well. So up to 3 cars. So I think we're going to keep going. I think we should be okay. That's 3. That's 4 different cars. Yep, attention all teams, this is race control. Virtual safety car will be deployed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Virtual safety car deployed. Virtual safety car is deployed.
Thanks, Vern.
What was that?
Fern betted on us not having it, so we had
right.
It's a spring circuit. We knew we were going to have it.
It went pretty well. There were a couple of 2-car crashes, and I thought, okay, we might make this. And there was sort of two cars that sort of turned into like a, I don't know. It was a bit of a mess. 14,200 AF points were bet on that.
On yes or no?
14,200 were given away, basically even. 7,000 either way. I think Denoy's having some internet troubles. Oh no, he's back in the 15th, that's why. My mistake. Other than that, was a pretty clean start to this race. I haven't got the...
Well, now we're all bunched up again.
Good question. Would the pit lane be open?
Pit lane's open, yeah.
Does it count towards lap 3 for attack mode, or do we have to wait a number of laps after the safety car ends?
That's a good question.
First one, it's when lap 3 starts, you can use it.
Okay,
ending in 10 seconds.
Please.
Spread out a bit, please. You less than 2 car lengths. 3, 2, 1. Green flag, green flag, green flag. I suspect this isn't going to last very long, because the first corner they're going to go into is the difficult braking zone through 5 and into the difficult braking zone at 6. Daniel Wolf down the inside of Rubber 9 for P4 gets that move done. I think for now, I don't like having these cinematic low cameras. I don't see anything of what's going on. Vicente Guerra is pulling back through the field. He's currently moving up to P12, but he's got Contreras trying to go down the inside at turn 7. We tricky through 8. It's not really a zone you can overtake. There's a risk of a pit manoeuvre, but everyone's got away okay from that in this move. Redacted had a little tap from the rear from Contreras, but everything's gone away well. Thank you, Eggety, for following. Thank you very much. As he goes through the lane change, many people are going to be looking to move. Contreras is one of them. He's going to look down the inside of Guerra into turn 10. He's made the move stick. Guerra gets a little bit under pressure because he hit the wall, but he's going to be denied around the outside. There. Bang! Wheels through turn. Oh, and Guerra's in the wall, but not particularly heavily. So he's got away well, but he's been passed by Denoya. Domingo leads. Arnie second. Baltashu is third. Wolf is fourth. Rubber 9 is fifth. Then Nesh, Subiano, Bertrand, Weber, and Costa is your top 10. Then we got Redacted, Contreras, Denoya, Vicente Guerra, Bimythic, Feimster, and Vasix at the back of the grid. Again. Prediction on the board. Another VSC before 30 minutes remaining. 3,000 says yes, 1,000 says no at the minute. I'm regretting not having a drink. But I'm sure we'll be fine. De Nooijer on his way back through the field. He's going to try for a move down into turn 4 and round the outside of 5. That's a really risky place to go, but he's going to try and make the move stick. He's got down the inside with 3 cars involved in a crash at turn 6. Bertrand and Weber were the two of them. They are teammates. The two teammates at Bayerische Mikrowellenwerke Motorsport. Yes, that's why I said the full name. That's the actual team name. Not BMW. It's Bayerische Mikrowellenwerke. De Nooijer has gone off again. So has Contreras. I suspect they're involved because Contreras is a bit stuck on the inside of turn 9. He's going to go to the very back of the grid, and he can't seem to be able to reverse. He can't engage reverse gear. So De Nooijer and Contreras to the back of the field. That's really going to hamper De Nooijer's championship challenges at this point in the season. But there's still 40 minutes to go in this session. Domingo holding on well over Arnie. The gap's a second. Rubber and Wolf side by side, but Rubber's gone a bit too deep into turn 2, almost hits the tyre barriers at 2, so Wolf goes straight back past. Behind that, Costa has got past Redacted. Redacted just cleared off behind. Wow, that was quite a big difference, unless Redacted decided to go to attack mode. No one's going for attack mode at the minute. Attack mode is now active, in case you weren't aware. I thought I'd tell the voice chat, the drivers that. In case you haven't noticed, I am on commentary and race control at the same time. Double duty again today. Behind this, I see Redacted. It's Guerra in his push back through the field, going down the inside of Redacted. Makes the move stick. That's a pretty good move for him because that was really close through turn 6. Fimes has got past by Mythic, and Bertrand has got past Vasic. Vasic's going to try for a dive and into turn 7. There's a lot of history between these two, Vasic and Bertrand. There's a lot of spins going on from Vasic, so that's not going to help. Vasic has shown speed in this season. He was very fast, I think, in Kyalami, but he dropped back in the race, and he hasn't been the same ever since. Let's switch back to the battle towards the front of the field. Baltashu trying to chase down Arnie for P2. Fastest lap set for Diego Domingo, 21.2. That's quite slow. As Arnie goes for the attack mode, there it is. It does look like there's internet issues, but I promise you it's correct. That's where the attack mode line is. You go a little bit further on at turn 1 and then pull it back in. So Baltash will get the easy move done. So Arnie takes attack mode. Suriano also gets the attack mode as well. You see on the front of he's probably hard to see from far off, but you see there the flashing halo on Arnie's halo. You could the flashing lights on Arnie's halo. Yes, I've got that. Arnie can have a look into turn 6, maybe scare Baltashu wide, and he does a little bit, but not quite enough to make a wide enough door to make a move. There's quite a few early attack modes going on as Arnie bonks round Baltashu. Baltashu spun round. He's currently stuck on the inside of a blind corner, and there goes Nesh down the corner, and everyone else gets away perfectly fine. But Baltashu drops down to P7. Meanwhile, in front of that, behind that, Guerra goes past Costa. He's going to be stuck around the outside of turn 7 and going to have the inside of turn 8. But Costa did look fast through 8. Is Costa going to try and make a punt now? No. Oh, he is going to try and do a switch back through 9, but there's a lane change coming up where you can't do side by side. There's no way. It's a bit scary. I guess it's possible, but it's just a bit scary. Arnie's got a 5-second gap at the front to try and gain on Domingo. At the back, Mythic has crashed and maybe had some collision with Fimester as well, but Mythic's gone straight on a turn 9 and into the tyre barrier, so he's got going again now. And Contreras has to back off from that because of the lane change. Costa, no attack mode at the minute, within a second, trying to catch. Similarly, up front, Wolf versus Rubber 9. Wolf's had a stunning start to this race. Just missed out on Superpole, finished P6 in quali, and made it up to P3 so far. It is a tricky braking zone at turn 6. Because you got to make sure you're straightened up through 5, or you could try and take a shallower line and dive down the inside at 6. That's why it's such a good overtaking move. It's a proper slingshot corner. I think it seems unique. I may be wrong. It's like, you know how you can turn like that sort of that drift to the right, and then the sharp left, turn 1 and 2 at Montreal. So Lucas is out. I think he's just slow. He may have taken a pit stop. That's Netflix. For God's sake. You know how many times I've pressed the Netflix button instead of something else recently? I'm not seeing any pit stops recently for Weber. Fastest lap for Arnie. He is bloody fast in the first and third sectors. He set purples through all of them. But he's in attack mode, so he'll be pushing for that. Second sector's all sort of slow corners, so that's why he's not purple in the second sector. Vicente Guerra, personal best with a 21.5. This thing is not tricky, which is why Lippo Village is sort of better in a way. Faber always forgot to make the move, forgot to take the lane change. But what I mean is, it's an overtaking move because you can sort of go slightly less. You can take slightly less of the turn and go straight down the inside. But here, you can do that a lot easier, and it's a lot more powerful because it's a more tricky braking zone. Rubber appears to have. It says he's dropped a position. That's not quite true. I mean, he is quite close. I'll switch back to Bertrand because he's going to have a look at Denoya. Bertrand's got attack mode. Denoya hasn't. Bertrand might be running out of attack mode as well. I don't know how much time is left in each attack mode. I don't have that information, unfortunately. But Denoya's going to go around the outside of Redacted in front of that, which is... What a move! He's just ran it like it was nothing. Redacted's under pressure now from Bertrand. He's going to try and move into turn 9. Maybe no. He's going to force Redacted wide, though. He could have pulled the inside of Bertrand, but he didn't. Let's see. Personal best at the minute for Baltashu. He's got some pace going, but he's got attack mode enabled as well. Same for Lucas Weber, but he's not got attack mode. That attack mode for Arnie has worked out really well. He closed the gap from 5 seconds to 1.5. Domingo goes for the attack mode now to try and counter that. Bertrand's at a half spin. He's going to lose out to Feimster. Vasik's about 10 seconds behind that. He's going to, in fact, there's a 3-car battle for P14. I don't mind watching this for a bit, but I can't because I've got a battle up front. Here it is, Wolf versus Rubber 9. 0.2 of a second between the two of them. What a race this is so far. Only like 10 minutes or so into this race. And you've only got 3 minutes to get a VSC going. Yes. And to get all that penalties. Matti Suriano is a liar. So it briefly jumps to P5, but that's a lie. So he goes down to P5 and now P6 as his position is corrected. Neither Rubber nor Wolf has tried an attack mode yet. I'm surprised Rubber hasn't gone for the move on Wolf. There is some sort of a time loss with using the attack mode. I would say sort of, I don't know, half a second to a second. It's not significant. There's going to be bump drafting down the pit straight. Wolf squeezing to the inside. Rubber's going to be forced to take a really tight line through turn 1. It's actually forced the opposite. Wolf, it's backfired for Daniel Wolf. He's gone into the wall, albeit a minor tap, at turn 1. Tried to make it too tight through turn 1 and just lost the back end. Baltashu is on the back of Matti Suriano in the battle for P6 in the other Wolf Team racing car against the Pinaldo racing car at Baltashu. Oh, a little tap there. In fact, Baltashu's not at Pinaldo racing anymore, is he? He's at Prema. I forgot to change the skins around. Best mod. Nesh briefly goes to P1 through a lie. But that'll quickly be fixed because I can see on my timer screen Domingo is still in the lead of this race. Arnie second. He's going to drop down the field now. I reckon there's some sort of timing issue at the down this end of the track where most of the drivers are now. But Nesh is P5. One that is correct. Denoya versus Costa. I did see an explosion on my timing screen, which means Denoya and Costa came together quite possibly. Oh, Costa's gone wide. He's hit the wall at 8, and gets a track limit violation to boot. Almost matching times. Domingo on attack mode only managed 20.9. Arnie matched that out of attack mode. Arnie is in prime position. He is looking super strong in this race, and it's either Domingo or Arnie for me for the win of this race in Indonesia. Let's switch to Baltashu versus Matti Suriano. Baltashu managed to get past Suriano, possibly through a move at turn 9 involving a collision. Suriano's going to try and repay the favour, maybe not with the collision, maybe try and get a bit cleaner. You see what I mean with the slingshot? You can look at it down there. Scared Baltashu wide through 6, but Suriano has gone similarly wide and will gain nothing from the mistake. He has a little look into turn 7, but it's not quite close enough. or at least not aggressive enough to try and make a move. There's 50 seconds left in deciding when an attack mode gets, whether a VSC gets used. I doubt it is. Vasic at the minute the only person using the attack mode. Nobody's gone for their second attack mode. I suspect that'll be something that happens later on in the session. Have I just jinxed it? I would act and Fimes have come together. No. There won't be another safety car. But Charbatron recovers 2 places from this. But Fimes is still going to try and get past Redacted. I suspect, based on the fact that Redacted clearly let Fimes to past, Redacted thinks it was his fault for that collision. Personal best coming in for Roman Nesh at the minute, currently P5. He's getting a second and a half, and he was briefly in attack mode. He's not in attack mode anymore. Suriano's lost ground is over a second now between him and Baltashu. So I think this is a good time as any to switch to something a bit more cinematic. Some off-board cameras might be good. Fimes is not up there. I think he got involved in a collision on lap 1 that sent him to the back of the field. And he got then a virtual safety car came in, so at least his race isn't entirely ruined. Lucas Weber has made a very impressive move to make P16 past Vasic, who was on attack mode. That's not how it's supposed to work. Attack mode means attack, not lose, or attack, not defend. Suriano, having lost the back of Baltashu, is now under pressure from Vicente Guerra. Meisden Bertrand still in the old tete-a-tete for P11. Battling all the way through the field, which is excellent to see. Arnie, 4/10 faster than Domingo on that lap. The gap is 2.7 at the minute to the lead of this race. There is, of course, the mandatory pit stop to bear in mind. Drivers must change a set of tyres for that to be valid. Vasic's gone off. That's at turn 6. Let's back to the front of this race. There's rubber. There's that sonic boom. You love to hear it. Vicente Guerra still trying to get past, or at least catch, Matti Suriano. Suriano's having internet issues. He just disappeared for a minute and reappeared. Which Guerra's going to try and have a look, maybe have a look down into turn 6. No. At the end of the prediction, 4,800 points going to Polybius and 3 other people. Predicting that correctly. 3,000 said yes, 2,000 said no. The 2,000 were correct. For those who, I will take this pause. For those of you that aren't in the Discord server, the next week's weekly races have just been announced. Saturday is our weekly meme race. Just a bit of fun. Pretty much a multi-class crash fest. But this week we're going for the Indianapolis Oval, driving the RSS Hyperion and the Formula Americas. Baltashu has spun off at turn number 1. He's dropped back at least 3 places. He's rejoining P8. And on Sunday, we'll be taking it back to remind us of the first season of AF4. We're going to be doing Chang in the Ginetta G55, the Super Cup 2017. Both of those are half-an-hour races. If you would like to join those races, get yourself checked in. If you are on our Discord, when the check-in opens up, and if you're not, join the Discord. What do you got to lose? Give it a go. Obviously, you know, prerequisite, you've got to have Assetto Corsa, otherwise what's the point? But still, join us anyway. We've got some great we love to chat. We have to talk about anything, not just Assetto Corsa, not just racing. Big lock-up for Charbatron, but keeps it to the apex, which is seriously impressive. Rubber 9, personal best on that lap, but only 2/10 faster than Arnie. The gap between Arnie and Rubber is still 4.5 seconds. So that's not going to go down particularly significantly. Towards the front, Matti Suriano still holding off Guerra. Well enough. As we have the first of our pitters in the form of Alex Baltashu, Andrea De Noia will follow him in P9. Going wide there is Vasic. Is Vasic going to cause any trouble for his teammate in the other Orange Hours car? A little bit. He's going to force him wide and lose a bit of time. But should be all good. It's taken a long time, but Costa's now now past Denoy, who's in the pits. Baltasci's going to come out in P8, but it's going to be pretty close between him and Costa. So there's Costa, and Baltasci's just ahead coming through the end of turn 2. There's Costa, just saw it for like a split second. Charbatron's coming into the pits as well for his mandatory pit stop. Already now, Guerra has caught up to the back end of Matti Suriano again. This is clearly faster, but just can't find a way past. I said great chat, I think. We have great... I can't even remember anymore. Another 3/10 faster for Arnie as he catches Diego Domingo. He is on fire. One of the fastest drivers on the circuit right now. Arnie has been on a roll as well, actually. Arnie's been on a roll since he rejoined, since he's sort of reactivated himself, I suppose. He took a little break for a while, a couple of months ago, but he's back now with a vengeance. Clearly, he's been super strong in this AF1 season so far, near the top of the tables, I think. He didn't join Belgium, but he did do really well at the first round in Kyle Army. Strong position. Contreras using the first of his attack modes to try and catch up and pass by Mythic for P13. I redacted meanwhile taking his pit stop. Contreras is taking an odd tactic at the minute and using his attack mode while pitting. Taking his mandatory pit stop. Redacted's in as well. Daniel Wolf is using his attack mode to try and pull away from Roman Nesh, who appears to be catching. Or was catching at least. So the gap's 10 seconds between 3rd and 4th, so Wolf isn't really going to make any positions from that unless a pit stop occurs. I'm assuming people will have changed tyres in the pit stops. They should have done. That's the idea. But anyway. Still Denoy going really strong. Despite his collisions at the start of the race, he's managed to pull it up to P11. He's made his pit stop already. He's done a 25.7, which is a personal best for him in the first sector. So he's still looking pretty strong. He's got some pace in him, which he'll need if he wants to recover his chances. He's in the fight for a title here in this season. But so too are many people, including Rubber and including Alex Baltasci, who's currently P8. Baltasci's only about 4 points, I believe it is, 3 or 4 points off of the top of the table after the first 2 rounds. I will update you on the standings now. So last week, after Spa, Denoya currently leads on 36 points. Then we have Vicente Guerra on 33 behind that, and Baltasci in 3rd on 32. Then we have Jake Fimes on 27, and Rubber on 23, and Roman Nesh is in 6th on 21. Arnie's P8 on 16 points after finishing 3rd. He got a podium last time out. He's going to try and do one better. My chair just... My chair just creaked. I hope I don't lose the back of this. It won't be the first time I've fallen off a chair recently. I mean, I built the chair myself, so that doesn't exactly fill me with a lot of hope. But I just heard it go like like if you pull a screw out a little bit, you're like over one thread. Arnie's on full beans right now. He's catching Diego at a rapid rate. I know he's already cut it down to 4/10 of a second. I suspect, lapped cars have something to do with it, because that behind that that's by Mythic P14. So they've already caught up P14 and 13. We're trying to catch them and pass them. I'm going to try and just sort of climb my chair forwards again. Maybe sort of trying. No, okay, that's not going to work. Okay, I'll just clip it there. There we go. Love a new chair. It's nice. It's nice and soft. It smells new. Put it that way. It smells new. I will just take a brief detour to this because Suriano's right close to Suriano and Go are right close. Go's made a move down the inside, and Vasic's going to play the team game and maybe block off Suriano a little bit. And he does actually tap him, so maybe bear that in mind, Suriano, if you can hear this. report afterwards. It's going to be a race in the pit lane as the track cameras don't update. Thank you for that. Oh, Arnie's out first! Arnie's out of the pit lane first and passes Domingo. Arnie takes the lead of this Indonesian Grand Prix. E3. Thank you, Simo Sorry. Thank you, Simo, for following. I've butchered your surname. With a I don't even know how he did that, but he must have like stopped. I don't know how he stopped earlier than Domingo, but he managed to get out faster. So Arnie takes the lead in the pit lane over Domingo. Contreras has passed Bertrand for P15. Can Arnie pass Diego before? What was the other end of that? Before 10 minutes remaining? Yes is the answer. Yes, he did pass, but can he stay past? Can we give channel points back if that's the case? We'll switch back to Matti Siliana briefly as he's still trying to get back past Guerra, but Guerra's pulling away. Guerra is faster. Contreras has already passed Bertrand. He's looking to make the move on by Mythic, who's in attack mode at the minute. While Tashu has used his second attack mode, so he's out of that. Contreras has gone deep into turn 10 and clonks the wall. And now we'll see one of the great features of the damage model of this VRC Formula Lithium. Rubber goes to the pits from the lead. The front end starts to look a bit more like a crisp packet. It just gets all crumpled up and ruined. It's an interesting model. Redacted has stopped on track. He's lost the back end at turn 1, and here comes the battle we were just seeing there. There is Contreras. Rubber is going to come out the pits. Wolf is behind this. Rubber has come out behind Roman Nesh. So that is a net P3 still, so no change there. But Wolf versus Nesh is the battle to look for. Thought I'd just credit the sound modder for this Formula Lithium. It's a great car. I recommend you get it, honestly. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's tricky, but it's a lot of fun. There's a real life car that's tricky anyway. Diego Domingo always clipping the grass on the entry to turn number 6. Did he speed in the pit lane? That's a good question. I don't think he did, but I can check the logs for you. I can check the logs just to have a look. I've disconnected from the thing, so I'll just refresh that page. Might cause my computer to go funny for a minute. I can confirm, no. No one has done any speeding in the pit lane in this race at all. So, that is a legitimate race win. That's a legitimate overtake in the pit lane. So, awesome job. Both go for the attack mode at the same time. I think there's some serious strategy plays going on here. Domingo trying to follow Arnie. But the question is, now they've both taken the attack mode, when are they going to use it? They have until the end of the lap to deploy it, so when they use it, could be crucial. Domingo hasn't, in theory, should have no idea when Arnie presses the button. Oh, the light is... Okay, the light is going, so the thing didn't update. Arnie is going to be in it as well. They're both in it. Arnie's going to have lap traffic in the form of Charles Bertrand, who's going to be maybe in the way a little bit through turn number 6. Diego Domingo is going to take a little bit longer to get past, I would think. Because Charles is not going to dive out of the way like he probably should. Diego's going to be forced to go around the outside. Normus gets bonked and pit manoeuvred by Charles Bertrand, but he's going to get away with it, and the gap increases to over a second now. A lot of people in their final attack modes. Formula Lithium is crisps, says Matty621 with his clip. Thank you for that. Can Arnie win this race is a very good question. I think he can. I think he's got the pace. It's one of these two that will get it. Baltasar's out of his final attack mode. We've still got a few drivers. Rubber 9 hasn't used it at all. I did say in the briefing earlier that you do have to use it twice. You have to use both attack modes in this race. But Arnie is clearly in the pound seats for this race. I remember I was second last race that Arnie won in AF3 at Road Atlanta back in November, I think. So it's been a good 3 months since Arnie last won a race. And this one will be fully deserved, just like that one in AF3 was. It would be awesome to see a different winner in AF1, and it will put his stamp on the title fight. Redacted and Mythic are in a battle for P13 while the leaders are coming up to this, so this is going to be a sort of get out of the way thing. And hopefully they will jump out of the way. Redacted seems like he was trying to, but proceeds to not. And Redacted will now get out of the way of Arnie. I think they're teammates as well, actually, thinking about it. 3,200 channel points says no. 450 says yes. Interesting. It's only a bit of fun. The points don't matter, but it's a bit of fun. So go on, do it. Feimster going for his final attack mode now. You just see him with the orange flash, meaning he has activated it for the second time. He's 5 seconds behind Denoyer, so nothing really going to come of that. Arnie's going to try now and pass by Mythic. They're both the top two are still in their attack mode. By Mythic will actually take his second attack mode if it's available, which he does have it available, so he can do it if he wants to, but I doubt he will. We'll look at this rear view of the battle for the lead. Time's running out to bet on this if Arnie can win this race. Another 20 goes to yes. Plenty of bits going to yes now, but still not enough. Denoyer's had another spin. He's gone off. That's a turn 9. So he's going to drop behind Jake Feimster down to P9. They're the two teammates. And wow, whoa! Feimster just forgets to brake. And we have now... What colour was the black crisp packet? Was that barbecue beef or something? Barbecue ribs? I don't know. Feimster's now got some crisps on the front of his car. Vicente Guerra catching up to Roman Nesh. He's going to try and do the slingshot into turn 6. He is. Nesh tries to go a little bit defensive, a bit of moving under braking there. Nesh goes wide. He's in attack mode as well, but he's going to go wide. And that's going to be Nesh losing the position and losing P4. Nesh still has an outside shot at the title. He's still in this. He's, I think I said, 6th in the championship. Like barbecue. It's just barbecue. It wasn't supposed to be barbecue sauce, but in the UK it's Walker's. And it's like barbecue beef or something. Barbecue beef or barbecue ribs. Something like that. Let's switch back to the rear view camera. Arnie versus Domingo. On the last lap, Arnie was 2/10 faster. 21.0 compared with 21.2. I'm looking at the wrong car for this. If I want a rear view camera, I want that. Charles Bertrand has crashed at turn... I don't know. I don't know what corner he's crashed at. Vasik's actually stopped on the exit of turn 6. He's gone deep there. Bertrand was at turn 1. Still 13 minutes to go in this session, in this race, round 3 of 8 in this AF1 season. Next week, we're at Codegua in Chile. Some of you may remember that from AF3 a few weeks ago. That was an excellent race. Race 2 was incredible there, so we're hoping the racing will be just as good in these. It'll be a bit more of a braking zone test with a really fun third sector that you're going to love to see. We can't wait to bring you that. That's same time next week. That's next Sunday. Valentine's Day. I hope I won't get in trouble for that, but we should be okay. Behind this, Domingo versus Arnie in the lead as we look at the battle for now in round 3. Next week, alongside AF3, we've also got AF4 is back for round 3. We're risking Las Vegas, baby. We're proper gamble trying a street circuit. Domingo goes wide. There's another track limits violations that could come into play towards the end of this race. Denoyer has passed 5, so that's a little bit of team orders I would suspect, as Denoyer is certainly faster. But the gap between 8th and 9th, Baltashu and Denoyer, is 24 seconds. So Denoyer isn't really going to get any higher than P9 in this race. Similarly, Baltashu, in theory, isn't really going to get much higher than P8. As it gets out of the way, either deliberately or accidentally. Redacted in trying to pass Contreras has actually lost that ground as Rubber tries to catch him pass. Rubber's now 12 seconds behind the battle for the lead. I'm glad the battle for the lead is so close, otherwise this race would be fairly boring, but there's still battles going up behind this battle. For the lead, there's still the battle for 4th between Guerra and Nesh. There's still the battle for 7th between Suriano and Baltashu. I guess you could still say there's a battle, albeit a teammates battle between Denoyer and Feimster with P9, but I suspect that'll be over from team orders. Rubber, the only driver to have not used any attack modes in this race so far. Veva and Contreras still have 1 each. I'll just remind Rubber now. Rubber, reminder, you do have to use both attack modes. I did say in the driver briefing.
I know, but it wasn't binded on my wheel, but I went through the zone twice.
Okay, fair enough, I'll take that, your loss. Yeet! And back into the race. So Robert forgot to, after, this is round 3, and he forgot to take the attack mode. He forgot to map the attack mode button. So that's an F for him, he's going to be forced down to P3. Lucas Weber P12, Contreras and P14, 2 drivers yet to use their attack mode for the second time. So it's a straight race to the finish, pretty much. Half a second between the 2 leaders. There's a lot of support in the chat for Diego Domingo, I can see. But I reckon it's Arnie's race. My money's on Arnie. But we'll find out with 10 minutes to go. Plus 1 lap. Bertrand is saying I keep locking up. For the love of God, don't type and race. Don't type in the Twitch chat while you're racing. Seriously. I'm just transfixed by this battle. Arnie goes wide through turn 3. Domingo pulls a little bit tighter, so they're going to be right on each other, but still not going to be enough. As Weber has now activated his final attack mode. Bertrand crashing again. Maybe involving one of the leaders. Never mind, it's just a battle for P16 between Vasek and Bertrand. Vasek and Bertrand are now a lap behind Mythic in P13. These two are just... Oh, this is bad. This is going to be bad. Bertrand's let Rubber by. Is he going to let... Is that Nesh behind? That is Nesh behind. Vasek isn't going to let him get past in a manner of speaking. But now the same battle applies to Felipe Contreras behind, who's coming to lap P16 and 17. Let's switch to the battle for the lead, which, let's face it, it's more important. Half a second. Arnie and Domingo. 8.5 minutes left in this race, which means probably about 5 laps to go, I think. Maybe 6. Oh, can I not count? 1 minute 20 per lap. 120 to 40. 4 minutes. 7 laps. Probably 7 laps. The gap has been so tight all the way through. It's amazing to see. I think the key to this race, there's 2 things that got Arnie where he is now in such a prime position. One, being more effective with the attack mode. He was 5 seconds behind Domingo at the start of this race. No, sorry, 5 seconds behind Domingo when he activated the attack mode for the first time, and that closed down to 1.5. Then when Domingo used his attack mode, he was still as fast as Domingo. He was keeping up with him, so he only lost about 7 or 8 tenths, probably a second at most overall. Costa's going to dive out of the way, maybe a bit late. Domingo's going to try and swing around the outside. That's a risky move and almost taps the wall, but doesn't quite. Super close to the wall there. He's going to lose a lot of ground to Arnie now because of that. But the other option was being patient, and that's not really going to work when you're battling for the lead. The second one is a much faster pit stop. Arnie managed to get going much faster. And it just cleared off that split second earlier that meant he could overtake Domingo out of the pits. You saw it on the stream where at the end of that. Charles, no problem. I'm sorry you couldn't be faster today, and hopefully you'll enjoy Cadegua next week a bit more. Should be a good one. Hoping for some close moves. The gap. Arnie has now taken this opportunity now that he's trying to get past. Now that they've both had to get past a lapped car, and the timing's just been a bit right. So there's a bit of luck going Arnie's way. Which means Domingo is going to be on the back foot now. Meanwhile, Wolf and Nesh in the battle for P5. Nesh has had to deal with Irodacted in as a lapped car in between to sort of close the gap a little bit in this battle. Behind that, while one Wolf Team Racing car attacks, the other defends. 6th and 7th for the Wolf Team Racing guys. Daniel Wolf and Matti Suriano. Suriano is under pressure from the newest driver at Prema, Alexandru Boltashu. Denoya's had another off. He's gone straight on. That's at a wall at turn 2? Turn 2. But he's way out of the way of anybody else, so it's not a problem really. 10th faster was Domingo on that lap against Arnie, so that battle could be heating up once again as we get into the closing stages. Just under 6 minutes to go in this race. Super close between these two. Wolf still trying to catch Nesh. You see a later apex for Wolf, but it had to correct it, so that's not really going to work there. That didn't work. Oh, the sound change there was something else. Soriano's has gotten crossed up. He's gone wide at 1. Boltash is going to look to the outside at 2. Is turn 3 an option? No, it's not. But the back straight will be there to provide slipstream, perhaps. Let's go for the onboard view with Alex Boltashu with a bit more sound. Heading down the back straight in the closing stages in this pretty good race. To be fair, it's been a really good race. Not your conventional street circuit, but it's been a street circuit with a clean race. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thank you to everyone who's stayed with us for the rest of this race. So we're on a little lag internet moment. That's a bit of a problem. Suriano's gone wide at 9. It's going to be Boltashu is going to be there, but the lane change is going to come up first. Suriano uses that to go defensive into 10. Boltashu's going to try and swing round the outside. Oh, and there's squeeze out of the wall. Little wheel tap, and everyone gets away well. Boltashu's still going to try down the inside at 11. It's not quite close enough. Boltashu's going to pull back in and try and get a good run through 13. He goes way wide though. Oh, keeps it in the track though, but he's going to lose a bit of ground maybe. No, they're about the same speed. Sharbatron is out, as you saw a minute ago in the Twitch chat. Whoa, there's a Contreras who stopped in the middle of Apex at turn 1. Whoa, that was crazy. That could have been so much more disastrous. They both get away well, which is incredible. Jake Feimster has had a crash further back. I don't know where Feimster is actually, but here's Domingo. It's down to 8/10. Arnie hits the wall. There's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this race, which means I don't know, 4 laps, 3 laps left in this race. 4 laps. 4 laps to go in this race at Lippo Village. Domingo is running out of time. Daniel Wolf is catching up to Romanesh even more. Boltashu, meanwhile, has made the move stick on Suriano into turn 6. Suriano was trying to do a little punt down to turn 7, but it's like, nah, not going to work. He just backs out and maybe gets a little bit of a lock-up. Contreras out of nowhere, absolutely. He's just appeared facing the wrong way in the middle of a long, fast, blind corner. That's terrifying, and that's a code brown for Alex and Matty. I can't wait to finish the stream so I can have a drink. Romanesh, Daniel Wolf. Wolf was 3/10 faster on that lap you just saw on your screen. Approaching the end of this race. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for 20 bits, Ben Hayes. Thank you. A lot of support for Diego Domingo, our newest admin. Currently in the hunt for the AF3 title as it approaches its last couple of rounds. Be sure to check that out when it reaches its penultimate round at Sonoma on Friday. But for now, we've still got this battle to go to. This is the 3rd from last lap. Yes, this is the 3rd from last lap here at Lippo Village. Arnie still has a lead of 7/10 over Diego. Rubber9 is 3rd. Grower is 4th. Nesh is 5th. Wolf is 6th. Then Boltashu and Suriano in 7th and 8th. Arnie's already going defensive. He's worried about the slipstream, it seems. Denoya is 9th. Feimster is 10th. Then we've got Lucas Weber, Miguel Costa by Mythic, I Would Acted, Felipe Contreras, Vasik's a lap down on P15, and Bertrand at the back retired in P17. For some people, this car just doesn't seem to suit them. I think someone like Mattis Vasic. He did look strong to start off with, but it's just not clicked since then. I think he's had time to do a lot of practice. We announced this sort of 3 weeks in advance. You had 3 weeks to practice for Kyalami, but since then you've only got 1 week. And if you can't put the same amount of time in 1 week as you can in 3, you're never going to be as fast. Practice makes perfect and all that. But it's down to half a second as we head to the penultimate lap of this race. Domingo is running out of time. He's got to make this move now. It's now or never. Well, now or next lap or never. 4/10 faster was Domingo on that lap. He's got to do that again to be on his bumper for a move for the win. Neither of these drivers has won a race this season in AF1. Arnie, you can see, already pulling to the right hand side to try and get out of the tow. Domingo moving back to he's following. He's following him, basically. He's just following wherever he goes. Time has run out, so this is, as I say, leader has 2 laps to go. This is the penultimate lap. Who's your money on? Well, we know already, but Arnie or Domingo? I know most of this race has been spent on board or on orbit cam with Domingo, but it's been worth it because this last lap battle, while somewhat processional, has been super close, and a move is possible at any moment. Fun fact, a moment is supposed to last 90 seconds. We're 90 seconds away from finding out who wins this race. Domingo is still getting closer and closer to Arnie. He's on his bumper. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go in Indonesia. Arnie or Domingo? Arnie's already going defensive. He moves straight back to the left-hand side to get a wide line for turn 1. Domingo goes even wider on his entry line than that. Domingo goes wide at turn 1, tries not to get the track limits violation. He doesn't, or he shouldn't. Through to turn 2. Quarter of a second between the 2 of them. Arnie goes wide at 2, which means Domingo could pull the switch back through 3. Arnie will surely move to the right immediately, and he does. Oh, sells the dummy. I'll just go left instead now. It's 4/10. That's a second move. That's a bit funny, but I'll allow it. I guess I'll allow it for now until someone reports it. Arnie goes super defensive all of a sudden for Domingo. Domingo switches to the outside line. That might have been a bad move from Arnie if he wants to win this race, but Arnie's going to stay ahead for now. There's only a handful of corners now. We're halfway around the track based on corners. Going to the end of the hairpin section through turn 8 and then turn 9. 4 corners to go for Arnie to win his first race since November and his first win in AF1. Now or never for Domingo. Is he going to try and make like a late move? He is faster through this final set of S's. He's getting closer and closer. He's on his bumper. 1 corner to go. Domingo's going to dive getting inside the final corner. It's going to be side by side and drag race of the line. It's not going to be enough. Arnie takes the win in Indonesia. What a finish! By less than 2/10 of a second, Arnie wins! I knew in the previous lap Domingo was a lot faster in turn 11 and 12. I wasn't expecting to actually make a dive into 13, but it wasn't quite enough. What a finish! Rubber will finish in 3rd place and take another podium. Vicente Guerra finishes P4. Ranesh will finish at P5. I haven't got any saliva left in my mouth. I am so out of breath. Nesh will finish P5. Wolf will finish P6. Baltashu P7. AF1 was always good. The racing was always good. But now the server issues are done and dusted, we can actually see that properly now. Baltashu will finish 7th, as I say. Suriano 8th. Denoya will come home in P9. Not a good day for the championship leader. It's going to throw this wide open for the championship lead. Denoya will finish 9th, as I said. Fimes has finished 10th already. Oh, God. Weber 11th. Costa 12th. Mythic will finish 13th. Redacted 14th. Contreras 15th. And here is Matthias Vasic over the line to finish P16. And there's the final driver, Andrea Denoya. There we are. We're all done. 2-man interview is absolutely necessary. So let's bring in. I'm going to switch over to the streaming chat, and undeafen myself. Let's bring in the two protagonists of this awesome race. we'll bring in Arnie and Diego Domingo. We'll bring them at the same time per your requests. I can't believe I just got 7 meters. Arnie and Diego, unbelievable race.
Oh my god, that was intense.
That final lap was something else. I gotta go to you, Arnie, first. I brought both of you in together because I thought this might be. The stream chat suggested it. Arnie, go to you first. To my mind, there were two. We were watching you two for the most of this race. There were two things that I noticed that put you in the hot seat for the win of this race. The first one was you were much more effective with your attack mode, both attacking and defending from it. You were, I think if I remember correctly, when you activated the attack mode, you were 5 seconds off the lead. You pulled that to within a second and a half by the end of your attack mode. Then when Domingo took it, you only lost about 7/10. So that was one thing that put you in this race.
Yep,
and the second one was you were so much faster in the pit lane.
I have no idea. I'm hoping when you guys watch that back, I wasn't over 80 mile an hour going in, but we were racing right into the pits there, so I'm hoping I don't get a penalty. I hope.
I say a lot of people on the stream asked about that. I checked, no speeding.
Oh my god, that's so good. I don't know how I done it, but I was like, come on. I was shaking like my head at this, in real life. I was pushing forward, so maybe that gave me the edge. But and the attack mode, man. I was watching quite a lot of Formula E all day today, and I was watching how they guys use it, and I picked up some tips and stuff as well for when to use it and stuff. So it's not something that you just have to use throughout the race. You can actually use it for your your tactics as well. So that was part of it. So I'm glad it worked.
Excellent. And to you, Diego, I say you spent the first half of that race in front, but I want to talk about the second half of the race. Were you sort of within a second for most of that race, for most of the second half? What was going through your mind? You trying to get past Arnie the whole time?
I don't know. The main problem was trying to get rid of the traffic because there was one time someone bothered Arnie and then me, so it was pretty close all the time. Then he was a bit faster for some time, and then I got again. So I don't know. I was very careful in the pits because I didn't want to speed. And then maybe it was that I was too very careful. So maybe that's why he was faster. But I was very surprised to see him come out first.
I think we all were, yeah.
I think I am as well, man. That was it's insane.
I saw you were two in the pits together. I was like, oh, we need to switch to that. And suddenly I'm running on with Domingo, and there comes Arnie going straight past. Like, oh, hello. How did that happen? I've no idea. So it sort of assumed you got you sort of like maybe a shorter pit stop, or just any number of things could have made it happen. But
yeah, it was strange because I felt really slow in the pits as well, and I even braked a couple of times just thinking I was going to bump into him, and then I forgot, that you don't bump into people. And then he kept driving, and then I was like, there's my pit box. I was wondering when he was going to stop, and he just didn't, and then I was in, and then the next minute I was passing him.
Mine was the last pit box.
That's unlucky, man. We'll need to look into that because it's that's a strange one.
I mean, in theory, it should be the same time difference, because it's basically the same distance covered, the same, you lose 80 miles an hour, you gain 80 miles an hour.
Might have been just skidding, just to come to a complete stop. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe just a better getaway, better on the brakes. It could be any number of things, but this wasn't just a race one of the pit stops. This was one across the whole race. You pushed and pushed. We could tell you were pushing all the way through.
Yeah, it was Diego kept me busy, man. He just would not go, and I don't know if you could see it, but on the straights, every time I got the exit, I just come off the racing line just to break the slipstream every little bit because he was catching.
Yeah, we noticed the little dummy one he did on the final lap as well.
Yeah.
I knew he was expecting to do it, he just switched to the left as well. That was brilliant.
It was a great race, man. I think that's my first win as well in a league race, so that's I'm well chuffed with it, man.
It's your first league win since November, I think. AF3.
Oh yes,
AF3
I forgot about
Road
that one,
Atlanta.
Yeah. Yes. That was
I finished just behind you for that one, I think.
Yeah, got it saved, that one as well. So this is another one to the records then.
Excellent. Right, thank you both of you. I'll send you both back now.
Cheers, man. See ya.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for the awesome race, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Rubber wants an interview, so I'll bring him in, and I think that'll do us for today. So in comes... Oh, that's Ramanesh. Where is he? There's Rubber. Rubber, hello.
Hello.
You clearly wanted an interview. So I'll talk to you, I suppose, if I have to. Good job on P3 today. Quite a quiet race for you, to be honest. Because you were nowhere near P2, you were nowhere near P4.
Yeah, I was pretty lonely in a big gap, and yeah.
So why do you want an interview? There's nothing for you to talk about if you had such a nothing race.
I don't know.
I will tell you, it probably does keep you in a decent contention for the championship. Another 13 points to add. Is it 13? No, 16 points to add to your total, which will put you on 39. You're still behind Denoy because he got a 9th place, so he'll get 7 points, I think. But it does put you closer into that battle. Do you think you got a shot at the title?
If I manage to not ruin every other race, then maybe.
Quite possibly. This is your best result of the season, your first podium of the season as well, and a bit of, I guess, good momentum after your incredible win last night at AF2. And might I add as well?
Win?
Yeah, you won.
So
AF2.
I did win. Yes, but
I haven't said anything about track limits yet.
Ah.
We'll announce that on the stream tomorrow. But yeah, at the minute, provisionally, you got the win in AF2 and you got third in AF1 today. I think you raced in AF Asia, but I've got no idea where you finished for that. And yeah, even when we thought half a second was a close finish, we ended up getting much closer finish today.
Yeah.
But you weren't in it because you were like 20 seconds back from that. Anything else you want to say? Maybe a word in your own language to fill the time?
It was impossible to overtake, but yes.
Clearly not.
No?
No, a lot of overtakes were made. A lot of overtakes were made. It was great racing all the way through. And very close as well. So, anyway, thank you very much, Rubber. I'll send you back now, and I will see.
Should we maybe reveal
the
what? Time for Rubber?
Yes.
No. We'll do it for the stewarding stream tomorrow.
No.
We'll keep it all together. Keep it all together. Let's punish him for one more day.
Okay, sure. He likes a little bit of punishment.
No.
I'm out. See ya.
That was a random Polybius joining. I'll send you back now, Rubber. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next week.
Yes.
Anyway, what a round 3 that was. That'll be it for the end of today. Thank you very much for joining us for the end of that. That was an amazing end to this race. Tomorrow we have got our weekly stewards meeting. That starts at 2 p.m. GMT on a Monday. Then next week, as I say, we've got AF3's penultimate round at Sonoma. The championship battle continues there. 2 more races on Friday at 6 p.m. GMT. AF4 returns on Saturday. That's at 4 p.m. GMT at Las Vegas Street Circuit, not Caesar's Palace, I promise. You'll want to watch this. It's going to be great. There's like a little Mickey Mouse chicane and a BMW. Mwah! 32 people going over a Mickey Mouse chicane. It's going to be awesome. We're totally not masochists. And AF Asia is off for a break for a week, and AF1 will return next week, same time, 5 p.m. GMT, for round 4 at Cadegua in Chile for the Chilean E-Prix. But, as I say, until next week, follow us on Twitch, subscribe to us on Twitch, subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to watch back any of our past streams, including this one, and any of the ones we've got for the last few weeks. And, of course, as I said earlier, the weekly races next week, we've got the Hyperion and the Formula Americas, the NASCAR and the IndyCar, around the Indy Oval at the same time as the meme race. And Sunday's weekly race is the Ginetta G55 Super Cup at Chang. Be sure to join us for that. We had some superb races we had 30 people in both of our weekly races this week. It was incredible to see. Hopefully we can keep that up. So we will hopefully join us on Discord to see that, and we will see you tomorrow for the Steward stream. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from no one else, because no one else is here.